16, everybody, and Pix 11 is proud to celebrate Pride all month long. And this morning, we are focusing on the transgender community. Jamie Rains is a transgender advocate based in the UK who has gained a global following by chronicling the highs and lows of his transition on social media.
Congratulations on your gender recognition certificate. Male. I finished the physical side of my transition, which was emotional, and this kind of like ties up that last loose end, just to say like this is done. It's over 8 years.
Oh, Jamie's videos and his new book, The T in LGBT, Everything You Need to Know About Being Trans, is a practical guide to navigating society as a trans person. New York City is home to nearly 800,000 people who identify as transgender, which is the largest community across the country. So joining us this morning to help us gain a better understanding of what it means to be trans is Jamie Rains and his wife Shaaba. So good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you for taking the trip across the pond to spend time with us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great to have you. So you started transitioning when you were just 17 years old, right? So talk about the process, because it's not like well, maybe you did. You just woke up one day and said, I want to be a man. I mean, how did that happen? How old were you when that whole idea started popping up in your head?
Yeah, so you're absolutely right. It's not something that happened overnight. It wasn't like a sudden realization, even though for some people looking in from the outside, it can seem like somebody's quite suddenly come to a realization of their identity. But for me, it was something that was developing my whole life. As early as I can remember, I'd always felt like and identified as a boy, but never understood why other people weren't seeing that in me. And it wasn't until I was 16 years old I came across a documentary and I finally understood and I learned what the word transgender meant. And everything that I'd been feeling my whole life just fell into place, and I went from there.
It made sense.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Exactly. 30 years old now, right? You had two surgeries. For those who are watching, what was the toughest part of the journey for you? And maybe you're still going through that tough part. What was the toughest part for you?
I think there's definitely two standout difficult moments. The first is self-acceptance. So the first person you have to come out to and the first person that needs to accept you is yourself. And that can be, I think, harder than people can realize. And then the second bit is just the views from other people. It's tough dealing with the internal feelings of being trans and gender dysphoria. But really what adds so much to that is a lack of acceptance and understanding from those around you and society in general that can really make the whole thing significantly harder.
And you, Shaaba, you actually knew him before the transition, right?
Yeah.
So can you talk about that and seeing him go through the whole process?
We were friends beforehand, close friends, I guess quite quickly. And then when Jamie came out, it's the first time I'd heard the term transgender and understood really what it meant. But it's quite easy. It's quite easy to support when you can see that it's something that just makes sense, as you guys said, right? It just fit, and watching you and supporting you through that process just made you a more happy and confident version of who you are. I could see it was something that you needed to do. It wasn't a want. So why wouldn't you want to support that, right?
At what point did you realize that there were feelings? And then, you're talking about the acceptance part, but how did your loved ones and your family deal with it?
Yeah, I guess the feelings developed quite gradually. Because we were such close friends beforehand, it was quite difficult to pinpoint a moment, but there was a time, a house party.
We don't need too many details.
One thing led to another, and I'm really glad it worked out. But you're right, not everyone is accepting, and my family at the time were very not happy. To cut a very long story short, which is explained a lot more in the book, my family ended up disowning me, and I wasn't allowed to be home anymore. But it's fine now because my mum has gone through incredible growth, and I don't hold it against her. There's so much unknown about the experience. It's understandable to see why people have fear, and it's when she was ready to listen to Jamie and understand really from you what it was that she realized, no, this is something you need to do. We're great now.
Yeah, and what a blessing for you, Jamie, to have someone so supportive in your life as you're going through this. But what about your family and the rest of your friends?
Yeah, I've had a very privileged experience with my close circle. I've had very accepting family. My parents were amazing from when I first came out. I don't know how much of a surprise it was to them, and they were just fantastic and immensely supportive. And it was a combination of my parents and Shaaba that really helped me through particularly the early stages of my transition, and just having that support There were a few people that didn't accept as much, but it helped to have that like network of support that it kind of shielded me from some of the rest of it that wasn't as positive.
You know what's fascinating about both of you? You both are psychologists, or degrees in psychology, right?
Yeah.
So how has that kind of helped along with the process? Because you understand a lot more than the average person does and what's happening in the psychology of it all. But kind of talk about that component.
I think in terms of like our studies, it's helped with kind of, so my research specifically was about transgender people well-being development, and so it's helped me on that front of being able to speak about it from the perspective of having done research and read the papers and read about it.
Not that you need stats to sort of back up who you are, but it was really nice to see that the stats do affirm that the trans experience is real and it's important, and that support is a fantastic way to help people improve their well-being.
Yeah, for sure. So it's helped on that kind of side of things. Personally, it's like it's not been like part of the journey. It was just something I did on a more like professional level. Yeah.
I mean, but there may be, well, there are definitely so many people out there that have not started this journey yet, but are in that confusing part of their life, trying to figure it out. Maybe have an idea or have that feeling, but haven't really accepted it or said, yeah, this makes sense. What would you say to those folks that have not yet figured it out, I guess is the best way to put it?
I'd say it's totally okay to be in that stage. There's no rush. The only person who truly knows you is yourself, and there's no right or wrong answer at the end of the day. There's no time limit. There's no limit to how much you can kind of express yourself and explore your own expression, your identity. And it's just about taking that time for yourself. And if it would help to find a community of people who are experiencing a similar thing, and just recognize that this is your journey and it can be however you need it to be.
Excellent. Jamie, Shaaba, thank you for being here this morning. Thanks for writing the book.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for covering Pride.
Yes, of course, all month long. You're here for another week or two, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you came the right month. Is that timed out to be?
Maybe.
Just maybe. All right.